difficult to get any freedom when you're a teenage girl with conservative parents. My folks did not like me going out at night unless a boy was driving me. Sometimes I dated boys I didn't even like, just to get out of the house. I rarely made it to curfew, and it was almost impossible to sneak in when my dad had the world's most acute hearing. Here's an example. One night, my dad couldn't get to sleep because of some noise, and it was driving him crazy. He finally got up and turned on the light and walked to the window, where he saw a bug crawling on the windowsill. Mom cried, "You can hear a bug?" So you see what I was up against. Well, one night I met up with this cute boy in a restaurant, and the time got away from me. So I was racing home on this narrow 2-lane road on the coldest night of the year in the Midwest. Suddenly there appeared before me a canyon-sized pothole that covered my entire lane. I hit it, and I heard a loud thump, and I thought, oh my God, I've got a flat tire. Maybe I can still make it. There's just a couple more miles. But my car was shaking so badly, I worried that I would ruin my wheel. So I pulled over to take a look. I saw that my front driver's side wheel had snapped completely off and was slumped by the wheel well. So I got back into the car and I waited, hoping some good Samaritan would stop and help. But it was 1:30 in the morning and there was no traffic. I was afraid to turn on the heater, afraid I would run down my battery. So I just sat there, getting colder and colder in my short coat, my thin dress, and my pantyhose. I realized if I stay here much longer, I'm gonna die. So I walked to the nearest house and I knocked and knocked on the door. This old couple opened the door just a crack, and I said, "I've had an accident. May I please come in and use your phone?" They stared at little teenage me like I was an axe murderer. I begged them, "Please let me come in and call my dad. I'm freezing to death." Finally, they relented, and I got an earful from Dad. He was so furious. He picked me up and made me go to church with him the next morning. Afterwards, we went to get my car, and Dad saw the pothole, and he had to admit there's no way I could have avoided hitting it. Well, my next adventure was a close call. I had this sort of boyfriend named Tim, and he didn't have a car. So we decided to go to the late night showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I got in my car, I drove over there, and we put on our costumes and our makeup. I was Columbia, and he was Dr. Frankenfurter. So we got to the theater, and we chatted with this young couple who'd flown in from out of town. After the show, we saw them again in the lobby, and the girl was chewing out her boyfriend for doing something really stupid. During that scene in the movie, where the characters are sitting down to dinner, and Dr. Frankenfurter says, "A toast," audience members throw pieces of toast in the air. So this guy didn't have any bread, so he threw the keys to his rental car. They combed the theater several times, but never found them. So I offered to drive them back to their hotel, even though I knew that Dad would kill me if he found out. Now, I couldn't leave them stranded. Now, I wasn't the best driver, and I didn't know how to get to the airport, but we worked together to figure it out. At one point, I found myself driving up the 465 exit ramp. When we realized it, we all screamed. And somehow, I managed to turn around and find the entrance ramp. After what felt like hours of white-knuckle driving, we finally made it. I dropped them off at their hotel and I took Tim back home. By the time I got back to my house, it was 3:30 in the morning. I opened the door as quietly as possible and I took off my shoes. I had to pee really badly, but the bathroom was right next to my parents' bedroom. Fortunately, there was a weird rule in my family where nobody flushes the toilet at night if Dad's asleep. You just leave it dirty till morning. So I was able to relieve my aching bladder, but I didn't dare run the water to wash my face. So I got into my pajamas and I lay there in bed in full mind makeup, staring at the clock. 10 minutes before my parents' alarm went off, I went into the bathroom and washed off the makeup, so I looked normal when they saw me. Thank God they never asked me what time I got in. But I had a heck of a time trying to stay awake in church the next morning. Dad is 95 now, and he's virtually deaf. Sometimes I wonder if enough time has passed that I could confess to him all of my youthful indiscretions and come clean. Nah.